Just study hard, you get a job, you live in a nice house. You gotta have faith in what we do.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Starting YouTube and all, and now I'm pretty sure like not everybody gets why you are doing.
YouTube, welcome back to Jordan Pay the Bill. So today is gonna be a totally different video like any of the other previous videos. This is gonna be a podcast, the second episode. I'm gonna do this podcast with one of the amazing fighters in this area, you know. He's gonna be the leading fighters. He's gonna be in the top organizations. I bet you already know who it is.
Thank you so much for having me here, bro.
Very
It's
nice to see you
pleasure.
here. It's an honor to have you in the podcast, G.
Sure, G. Likewise.
Uh-huh.
I'm very happy to see like everything happening around you, like starting YouTube and all, and now jumping in the podcast field and everything. It seems like you really wanna grow your brand everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
G.
there any place else that you want to touch in 2025 that maybe we can see this year?
Damn, we're starting off with a very good question, man. I like that question. So, 2025 is a hard year, G. It's been hard pulling off, but still there are a lot of big dreams to accomplish. So definitely this year is going to be around 200 videos in my main channel, and definitely like 15, 20 episodes of podcast. Yes, so that's the goal of 2025, G. It's all about grinding, seeing the charts and stuff, you know. Yep. So how have you been, man? It's been a long time. How have you been?
Yeah, well, actually, I think, yeah, it's been a long time. I've been good, bro. Recently, I'm trying to do my routines right, being a fighter myself. I need to operate in certain routines and everything, like anything you do as a sportsman, you gotta make sure that, you are following the good habits and routines that, people who become great at this follow. So I guess there's a similarity there, and I'm trying to do that right now, eating clean and all and everything.
Being
Sometimes,
disciplined.
yeah, discipline. Sometimes, I go and yeah, have my cheat meal and everything, but most of the time I try to stay clean and everything.
So who got you into fighting actually? What made you start in this fighting career?
Well, that's a very good question. That actually goes back, I guess, 5 years ago, 2020. That was the first time I started watching UFC and got interested in this field. I guess the first person who got me interested in this field was, I would say, it was UFC Hall of Famer Israel Adesanya. And the reason why he resonated with me was, like back then I was in my high school. I was in 11th grade, and
Way back in 11th grade.
yeah, way back.
Damn, that's a long time.
It like I used to watch most of things that kids watch, and yeah, I was heavily watching a lot of animes and everything, and like that was my world around back
Yeah,
then.
that was the peak anime era, G.
Yeah, that was it. And Israel Adesanya, he was like doing some things related to that field, and like I took notice, like, oh,
Okay.
there's a UFC fighter. I knew about UFC, but I didn't knew it like that. So I was like, okay, so this UFC fighter is doing this, and seeing the way he talked, like he think of fights as kind of similar to anime fights, and he relate to it, and plays things inside his head in a anime story way. So that was very
Damn.
interesting, because I think everyone who watch animes and movies, they have this feeling of like being a main protagonist and playing life in a story mode, and that mindset really resonated with me. So I started watching it more, getting full dive on it, and yeah, I used to be 72 kilograms back then in high school.
Damn. How much do you weigh now?
Right now I weigh 58.
Damn, G. How 78 to 58.
Yeah, bro, 72 kilograms to
72
58.
kilograms to 58 kilograms. That's some hard work, man. That's some hard work, G.
Thanks, G.
Damn. Really takes discipline, really takes, a real mindset. How did that shift happen in your mindset, man? From being like overweight to lightweight and stuff. How did you gain that mindset? Who gave you that mindset, G?
Well, obviously, like things doesn't happen right away. It's never a thing where you're like, yes, this clicked and now things are easier. I guess every day is like a little battle of, do I want the temporary thing now, or do I want the actual thing that I want later for real? And I guess every day it's a battle to choose like what you actually want. And I guess when we want something deep enough, and it really speaks to our soul, I guess we human beings have a way of getting it. And
Mm.
for me, that was being healthy,
Damn.
being in this field where I'm at now. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, right now I am fighting and all and everything. I'm in sports background, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's for everyone, right? For every field, like whatever we want to achieve, if we have the deep desire, or
Mm-hmm.
deep feeling of having it, I guess
Mm-hmm.
we find a way. And I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's what happened for me.
Mm-hmm. Damn. I mean, I pretty much was the same, G. I was not overweight. I try to eat. Maybe I overeat and stuff. Sometimes I don't eat, but I always end up being around the same weight. So I never had the difference. I never knew the difference of how weight loss is or how being overweight is. Man, can you tell me something about
Being
cutting
overweight,
weights
yeah.
on being overweight?
Yeah, I guess most the most the bad thing about being overweight is
Mm-hmm.
like the self-doubt that a person goes through themselves.
Mm.
Like
Insecurities.
insecurity, yeah, exactly, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like self-rejection, I would say that's
Mm.
that's the most brutal thing that kills an overweight person. And
Mm.
especially in high school, it used to bother me a lot, because
Damn.
as a teenager, we grow up considering the opinions of our classmates and peers as like the true value and the truth about ourselves, their validation. And being overweight never
Mm-hmm.
makes you fit into the top of the chain. You see, like, people in teenage groups, they have this
Mm-hmm.
cool person and
Yeah.
everything. Like being overweight, I guess, it's just not in the movies and never in the stories like that. So I guess people self-reject themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
same thing happened with me. I mean, it was bad, bro. Like being overweight sucked, bro. Like eating good food, I guess we have to say what is good food, right? Like back then it was like junk food, having soda. That's what we considered good as
Mm-hmm.
teenagers and
Mm-hmm.
kids. I guess
Mm-hmm.
some people still do consider it as good, but
Yeah.
nowadays the biggest definition of, I mean, the biggest change that I went through was like, what is the good definition of food for me?
Mm-hmm.
Good food for me is now healthy food, and I
Mm-hmm.
guess it has always been that
Real
way.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
been that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those were the things that I struggled with being overweight, was self-rejection and
Mm-hmm.
self-doubt.
Damn, G. Yeah. So let's dive into your career, man. I want to talk about your career. So when did you had your first fight? And let's talk about the training.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you join your first training?
I started my MMA career when I was around 19 years old. Actually, I started when I was 17, but I didn't have any trainer at that time. So, I
Mm-hmm.
used to watch YouTube videos and,
Damn.
set up a punching bag at my house and
Mm-hmm.
punch it the whole night,
Damn.
make my mom and dad pissed off because I'm punching too hard and making loud noises,
Mm-hmm.
piss my neighbors off,
Uh-huh.
that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was how it actually started. But the real MMA
Mm-hmm.
training with real legit people
Mm-hmm.
started when I was 19 years old, when Mr. Sujaya Manao,
Mm-hmm.
he's the owner of Shakao. He brought Shakao MMA Academy in New Delhi, and
Mm-hmm.
I started going there. And my first fight was after 9 months in training into
Mm-hmm.
that MMA Academy, training
Damn.
for legit
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
training with real people. And yeah, 9 months
9 months.
into that, I started
Mm-hmm.
my first fight,
Damn. How did
and
it go?
it went. I would say it went smooth, bro.
It went smooth.
Yeah,
Damn. Was it the blue?
yeah, it was a W.
Damn.
I
First fight.
first fight wearing
Damn.
blue.
Damn. You knocked out him. You knocked him out.
Yeah, I knocked him out.
Damn, G. Damn, I gotta respect that, man. Gotta respect that. Yeah. So after that fight, of course, what did you did when a lot of fighters we see, a lot of fighters I know. I love Merab. When Merab beat O'Malley after the fight, tomorrow that guy was running up a hill. I saw the
Yeah,
video. It
yeah.
was damn crazy. So that was how other fighters celebrated their win. So how did you celebrate your win, G? At your first win, how did you celebrate it?
My first win, how I celebrated was like I wanted to, you know, prove it to myself that I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So my victory celebration was not very big in a way, like I was very surprised or anything.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was like, okay, let me do the same thing that got me to the dance, and
Mm.
it was like taking a walk, waking up
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, drinking my coffee,
Mm-hmm.
journaling, reading
Mm-hmm.
good books, and
Mm-hmm.
listening to people who I look up to.
Mm.
I myself listen to a lot of podcasts and
Mm-hmm.
I consume a lot of content, and I really look up to athletes who are bigger than just their role for now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, I would say Cristiano, like
Mm-hmm.
he had a role to play in a team, but now, he transcended that and he's still disciplined,
Mm-hmm.
and I respect that. So for me, it was like, discipline got me here and
Mm-hmm.
those things got me here.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to do it again and
Mm-hmm.
feel like myself, like, yeah, this is what I do. I plant seeds and I harvest it. So
Mm-hmm.
nothing new. Like celebration was like, yeah, eating good food
Mm-hmm.
and all, but the most fun thing was like doing my things back again that got me to the
Damn.
dance.
You
That was
went
fun.
back into the grind
Yeah, I
straight
went back.
after the fight.
Yeah.
Damn. Man, I really like your daily routine, how you operate, all that stuff. You do journaling, yes, you go for a walk, you do all these productive things, man. And a lot of fighters don't usually do that actually. What they do is they only focus on their training. Like fighting is all about their life. But what you do is you see life in a bigger perspective. I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's life, right? I guess we
Mm-hmm.
cannot be operating in extremes, right? I
Mm-hmm.
guess it goes for everyone, it goes for you, it goes for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think anything we do with like too much extremist way, I guess it doesn't go well.
Mm.
Like there needs to be a balance, I guess, right? Like
Yeah.
people think that I'm a fighter, so I'm always in the mode of like, fighting it out or spazzing at someone or anything like that. I
Mm-hmm.
see fighting as an art, and I think in this life we all have some special talent or special quality, or we appreciate some art. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess some art resonates with some specific people more. And fighting was same for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love that there are a lot of arts in this world, and I wanna learn as much art as I can, and I
Damn.
really appreciate other arts, other
Mm-hmm.
platform also.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching football.
Mm-hmm.
I like podcast space.
Mm-hmm.
I like the YouTube space. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
jumping in on this field that I really appreciate. And
Mm-hmm. Thanks
damn,
a
bro,
lot, G.
like seeing your progress, I'm very happy with everything that's going around. I see couple trophies here, and like,
Yep.
yeah, it's very nice to see progress
Mm-hmm.
happening in my friend circle and
Mm-hmm.
in my life also.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, back then when you weren't a fighter, and now that you are a fighter, do you see people respect you more, or do they fear you more? Like you are a fighter now, it's like, is it respect? So what has changed, man? Tell me something about people.
Since being a fighter, and yeah, life after being a fighter, what
Mm.
changed? Uh, I would say, yeah, things definitely change. I think nowadays I'm more self-sufficient. Like fighting is a sport where you fight alone, you play alone. You
Mm-hmm.
should need a good team to prepare,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately you play the game alone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's very different than football, where
Mm-hmm.
you operate with team and
Mm-hmm.
you are a player, so you hang out with teammates and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess being a fighter, what changed most is like I need less people
Mm-hmm.
around me
Mm-hmm.
to be at peace, or
Okay.
to be at my best.
Okay.
Even without people, I think I can still do things which
Mm-hmm.
are right, still do my morning routines right, and still eat clean and everything. and still have a good relationship with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like I'm isolating myself. The main thing that I would say is like I'm happy with myself. In a way, it feels like I just discovered me and I need more time with myself.
Mm-hmm. So you respect yourself more than other people, and other people's perspective about how to view life and stuff.
Yeah, like I'm still open. If
Uh-huh.
like I respect your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and you're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever new things that you learn and everything, I try to be open.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely respect my opinion more now.
that's a wise perspective to life, G. That's a wise perspective, because there's one quote saying that a foolish man will talk back at you when you give him some advice,
Yeah, yeah,
but a wise man will listen to you.
yeah. That's true.
So that's a very wise perspective, G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, bro.
Do you believe in the law of attraction?
I feel like it's true, bro. I definitely believe in it.
At what point of your life did you experience law of attraction? How did you start believing in it and stuff?
Now looking back on it, I feel like it started when I was 17 years old when I watched UFC for the first time, and since that time, I feel like I deep dived into this
Mm-hmm.
because I was following the personalities who were
Mm-hmm.
fighting, and obviously it was Conor McGregor era at that time,
Mm.
and he is a big manifester,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
his mindset is very interesting. So, in a way, yeah, I think it's legit because back then there was nothing related to MMA here, like literally nothing, but
Zero.
zero, yeah, like
Which year was
Abrasamente
it?
Academy, it was there in Itanagar, but it was very brand new. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, just 1 year in.
So 2019.
Yeah, 2019. And my journey, like, as a UFC fan and, like, MMA
Mm.
fan, it started in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So, thinking back on it, like, from that point in time to now, looking at the progress, like, everything that happened so far is like, damn, this is like a law of attraction. Like, now we see Aturto and the
Yeah.
big MMA organization in
Mm-hmm.
Northeast who are
Yeah.
taking over. And
Yes.
shout out to my teammates,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to my teammate Konjarbin, and he headlined it. Lot of good things are happening around this space, and
Mm.
it does feel like a law of attraction playing a role here. Like
Yep.
it was not there, but people who dreamed about it, people who were working towards it, they attracted this, and
Mm.
it came to life now. So I 100% wholeheartedly believe that law of attraction is legit, and
Mm-hmm.
people who believe in it, people who want to chase their dreams, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like let's all go for it.
Mm-hmm. So do you think law of attraction is about thinking it in your mind, or like how do you manifest? How do you attract things by manifesting
I
personally?
I think manifestation works when there are details to the manifestation, and I also feel like ultimately at some point we gotta let go because not every time you're gonna receive what you want to receive.
Mm.
But I feel like for most part, if you can be honest with yourself, like, yeah, this is what I did, and I deserve this, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like things come to you for sure.
Mm-hmm. When you feel like you already had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I feel like that's the way, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to do manifestation to be honest, every night, every morning I wake up, I do a lot of manifestation. I do feel a lot of things that aren't happening right now, but the way I feel it like it's already happened. And it's a very good feeling actually. It gives me a lot of energy when I wake up in the morning, and feeling that I already have my dream life, already doing the stuff that I'm doing. So it gives me the energy to wake up from my bed. It's like totally different energy, no chemical reaction. It just feels raw. Ji.
Yeah, life feels much better when we are excited about it instead
Mm,
of like just rigging it out, just going with how people are
mm.
operating.
Day by day. Yeah. So, which UFC fighter do you like the most? I know you're a big fan of Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley is a great guy, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I like Sean O'Malley so much
Mm-hmm.
is he is also a big manifester,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very honest about everything that he was doing throughout his career from the start of it
Mm-hmm.
as a just top unranked fighter
Mm-hmm.
when he joined the UFC to becoming a UFC champ. Like he was very honest about his journey, and he was also doing a lot of podcasts and a lot of other things
Mm-hmm.
to connect with people, and he was showing them the way, like this is what I do. Hey, you can also do this. You
Mm-hmm.
can also take inspiration from me. Inspiration is allowed. There's
Mm-hmm.
no copycat thing on
Mm-hmm.
this, and
Mm-hmm.
it was nice, bro,
Mm-hmm.
having his YouTube channel and listening to him and learning all about good shit as
Mm-hmm.
a sportsman, and I
Mm-hmm.
would say as a human being also,
Mm-hmm.
like how to have good relationships. One thing I learned from Sean O'Malley and his coach Tim Welch was like, right now at this phase of our life in college,
Mm-hmm.
the relationship we have in our life will determine a lot what will happen in next 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we cannot judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
Even though people are doing certain jobs or certain things,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of other things that we can learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice, bro. That's why I really
Mm-hmm.
respect him, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a huge fan. I hope he
Mm.
beats Marab this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The last fight was crazy, man.
Yeah,
Man, how do you think about what do you think about Marab though? Marab.
yeah. He was in India, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Damn, I
recently.
saw him eating pani puri and all.
Yeah. Marab is a crazy guy, man.
Yeah, he is,
Like
bro.
for me, to be honest, Marab is my top favorite fighter right now, G. The way that guy beats the Genghis Khan boys,
Yeah, yeah,
damn. First time in history, G. First time in history.
yeah.
Nobody
First
did
time,
that.
and he beat them
Multiple,
in their own game.
yeah, multiple takedowns. Man, he was playing, bro. Every fighter that comes in front of the Genghis Khan boys, they take the fight seriously. But Marab, Marab such.
Yeah, and
Come on, man.
also, bro, there's a big thing going on internet right now. I guess
Mm.
it's about 100 man versus one gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this clip of Marab, and he was saying that he could be that one man who can beat that one gorilla.
Damn, damn. That confidence. That's confidence we need, man. That's why I love Merab. That's why I love Merab because for me personally, I have that mindset that never take an L. If it's gonna be an L, come on. There's gotta be some way that I can turn this L to a W. There's gotta be some way. So I always want to turn anything into a W.
Hmm.
It's like Floyd Mayweather, all these top fighters who never lost. So in my life, I want to be like legendary, bro. Like Khabib, Khabib, and all that stuff. Yeah, I wanna be that in that level, that never quit, never lose, always be confident. That's why I love Merab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they represent the real hardworking class of people
Mm-hmm.
who don't have talent right away, but as they work, they build it.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any ongoing relationships with women right now?
Right now, I think I found myself, so I need more time with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the time, I feel like we get in our head where we think we are alone, and out of that feeling, we want to find someone with whom we can spend some of our time and not feel alone. And I feel like that's a trap that will
Mm-hmm.
never work.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, I'm really enjoying the time that I'm giving to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like right now I'm building stage of my empire right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's see what happens. To answer your question, no.
Okay, damn, damn. You've been focusing, G.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah, so what is your view about women then? Do you think women will have a huge role in a man's success? Or do you think a man alone can handle it all?
I feel like both of them are true, because we certainly saw cases where man did handle everything on their own. And also there are other cases where it was 50-50, or a collab kind of thing to the top. I think both of them can happen. I wouldn't mind any of it, doing it all alone or doing with a collab partner. So to answer your question, I think both can happen.
Both can happen, yeah. So how old are you turning now? How old are you?
I'll turn 22 next week.
22 next week. Damn, birthday is near, G.
Yeah,
Birthday is near. So now you are officially an adult.
yeah.
So what do you think about adult life? How is adult life going on for you?
I would say it's not what I expected, but also not something that is out of my control. I think I did visualize that as a teenager, that yeah, one day gonna be an adult and talk out things in an adult way, and yeah, I can do it now. It was definitely tough for sure when I was trying to learn it. I feel like one of the most important skills that a person needs to have is like have a good understanding and good relationship with the people around him or around her. So it really changes also when people grow up. Like, as a kid, you can talk to people in certain ways and operate in certain ways which you cannot after you turn an adult. Like, people will shame you, or people will think that you're childish or you're not growing up in your IQ or something. So I guess the main thing people expect other adults is more open communication, and more more communication, I would say, in general. Like, holding your feelings out and not saying things is like somewhat of a childish behavior, I would say. What do you think?
About that,
Yeah. Or do you think holding some things out is good?
I guess it depends on the people who are around you. Sometimes the people around you are not just ready to hear it out, you
Yeah, that's
know.
also true.
So no matter what you have inside, even if you say it out, it, it won't gonna heal you because they don't really get it. Some people just don't get what you are going through.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
some things are just meant to just be stuck in your own. Just, you know, if you find the right person who will listen to you, you can let it all out. But in most cases, as adults, that never really happens. So we have to deal shit on our own.
Yeah.
I feel like adulthood is a scam because when I was small, as a kid back then, I thought being adult would be more fun, more things would get done. But nobody really told me that adult would be this much harder than what I thought, you know. So they just blind the curtains, saying your adult is going to be very good, you know. Yeah, just study hard, you get a job, you live in a nice house, all that stuff. But you know, we have seen it. We are adults now. We see
Yeah.
how adult life is. It's really hard. So what do you think about that perspective? What do you think about adults who are back then giving you that advice? Do you still take their advice like the way you took it before when you were as a child?
I think it's 60% yes and 40% no. Because as an adult, I think everybody has their own shit to do, and whatever decision we take, it's mostly on us. So out of respect, I would say, yeah, I do take their advice, but also there's some part of me that doesn't totally agree right away, because the decision that I'm making and the result that it will have, the result it comes, it's all on me at the end of the day. I think you also understand it, like as an adult, everything is our responsibility in the end, so we cannot blame anyone. So yeah, I do listen to them, but also there's part of me which is like, yeah, let me do things in my own way also. I'm the one who is actually doing it, so yeah, put my input on it.
What changed when you were 18 and now that you are an adult? What changes did you see?
I think what changed the most is like chasing validation in general, it happened less nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much how it used to be, trying to be cool, trying to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I think people have their own phone and own social media account and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, they can represent themselves and they will find their type of people
Mm-hmm.
in a way, like
Mm-hmm.
not I'm pretty sure like not everybody gets why you are doing YouTube, why you are
Mm-hmm.
doing podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and even to me, not everybody gets why
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting and
Mm-hmm.
why I'm trying to do other thing rather than going to the same cliche path.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we find our people
Mm-hmm.
when we keep on doing our things. And yeah, I think what changed the most is like I'm not trying to mold myself to fit in into a group. Instead, I'm trying to see what I can be when I operate with what I am actually inside. And
Mm-hmm.
law of attraction, bro. Like, see,
Mm.
attracting people who are meant
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be in my life.
This is what I like about growing old. We learn lessons as we grow.
Yeah.
We learn lessons as we grow. Yeah, because back when I was 17, 18, 19, yeah, I had this, this feeling, this thought that I should fit in. I should fit in with the boys, the cool boys, doing all this crazy stuff and all that shit. But growing up, I feel like I just need to be more of myself. Being myself makes me more happy,
It's also more peaceful.
more peaceful. That's what I did in the past months, and I'm really happy doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to be myself. Stop chasing validation. Yep. Do you think? Do you respect people according to their age or according to their experiences? Because people have this mindset that they are older than us, so we gotta respect them. They are seniors. So do you believe that? Do you respect elders just by their age?
If I want to give it a more detailed answer,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it depends on what type of advice they're giving me for. Like,
Mm.
yeah, relationship wise, yeah, there are a lot of things which I'm not perfect at dealing with people who are family related, family members and all.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take advice with elders if I'm dealing with those stuffs, but I think in certain things which they are also not
Mm.
accustomed to, they have no experience in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would not take advice with them.
Mm. So what are the advices that adults give you that you don't take it from them? What are the advices?
That's a very good question. Uh, I would say that the first thing that I used to listen to a lot of negative self-talk when I was growing up. I think everybody do here around here, like people in Arunachal,
Mm-hmm.
or I would say in my household,
Mm-hmm.
it was like people operate with very direct way of telling people that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you do it, this might not work, or
Mm-hmm.
if you stop that, there's nothing in it and everything
Mm.
like that.
Mm.
So I guess that's the thing that I didn't took from them,
Mm-hmm.
because if I did listen to them, I would not be doing what I'm doing right
Mm.
now. So I guess yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of adults, I think they fear failure a lot.
Mm.
A lot of them, not everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same fear of failure they project on us. And we see a lot of our friends, a lot of college, a lot of people who are doing college, a lot of people who are doing job.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing those things because they are afraid of failing.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid of falling out, and that's why they never do the things that they feel like they might be good at. So I guess there needs to be a balance also. I guess being a rebel can be good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess yeah, that's the thing that I would say to answer the question.
Yeah. So mostly it's about success, as from my understanding, because a lot of advice from adults mainly comes from about success, like go to school, study well. Look at where they are, man. Look at where they are. They studied PhDs.
Yeah.
Where are they at right now, man?
Yeah, that's true, bro.
Some are still jobless, bro. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be completely honest. Some are still jobless. Some are not even happy with their life. So do you expect me to redo the same thing that you did, redo the same mistakes, and relive the same life that you live?
Yeah. I guess that's the thing about life, right? We cannot blame anyone. So I guess we gotta pull the triggers on our dream. Like this is one shot. We got this one life. Who knows what happens after this life? Do we get another life or no?
Yeah.
But we have this moment right now, so let's use it. Let's live it the way we feel like we can be our best version on. So I guess that's the thing about life that I really appreciate about people who step out of their comfort zone and do something which was not considered to be a successful thing to do, but they make it successful. I really appreciate that kind of thing that people do. Same with people who came to America when there were no people in America. It's that brave heartness that I appreciate, and I feel like we need that to live our life. So I guess yeah, I think we need to appreciate that more, and it's a beautiful life. Let's not waste it on stressing out or thinking about some things that is completely out of our control.
Yeah. And one thing is, I don't like to blame other people for what happened to me. Even if I took the advice from them or I did it myself or my intuition, I always blame myself for what happens. So when I take advices from people, I make sure that I will not be mad at myself because I will not blame anyone. So I just don't want to make more regrets in life. Already so many mistakes being said and done. So hoping to not make many of that anymore, you know? Yeah. So what's your goal for this year? What do you want to accomplish this year, man?
My goal for this year is I want to continue my career so far, and I want to create more content. I will also want to join in this YouTube space. Seeing you, G, inspired me a lot. And I would say to everyone, subscribe to Jordan Maring.
Thanks a lot.
It's a very good channel. He's a very hardworking guy. I've known him since he was, I would say, since he became a proper adult. I saw the teenage Jordan, and
Yep.
yeah, he came a long way since 2022, where
Yes.
everything started,
Everything
even for
started.
me, even for him. And yeah, subscribe to him. And for my motto this year is like, I would also like to create more content and
Damn.
yeah, keep doing my thing.
I just like your mentality, Jay. I just like that the way you want to pursue different things, just not being stuck in one thing. Because life is, you only got one shot, and you don't want to miss it. So I really like that you're gonna tap into YouTube this year.
Yeah, this
This
year.
year, your career. So when is your next fight? This year.
I think my next fight would be this month maybe,
This
if
month.
everything goes right, yeah, or
Damn.
maybe next month. But I'm fighting very soon.
Yeah. So have you been working hard for it?
Yeah, I've always been working. I've been always been trying to
Damn. Every day.
yeah sharp my details.
Every day, like tomorrow is my next fight. Is that how you think when you train?
No, it's not like that because as human beings, we have our body which needs to be taken care of.
Mm.
So I don't abuse my body for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm about to enter a fight camp, then only I do it. During the fight camp, I can, train hard and everything. But
Mm.
our body, after we use it for a long period of time, it needs the break and rest that it deserves.
Mm.
So it's not 100% grinding out the body every day, but just trying to stay disciplined, doing some light things, or doing good workout and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the thing. Fight coming soon.
Yeah, I'm really excited, Jay. So, is it you haven't known the contender, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Damn. Yeah. So, about the fighting stuff, I want to ask you one thing. If, let's say, suppose now that in the future you've already in UFC and one of the biggest organizations, okay, so you've fought a lot of fights, but if there was no one else to watch your fight, would you still be fighting?
If there was nobody who will watch me fight, would
Yes,
I still fight? I would say no. That's pointless.
really.
Yeah,
So, fighting for you is you take it as a career, right?
yeah. Fighting for me is like art, bro.
It's an art.
Yeah, it's an art for me. Like, you wouldn't wanna be an artist if you have zero fans, right?
Damn,
That would absolutely suck.
damn. So, if there was no one watching, you would continue fighting anymore.
Yeah, I would say like, what's the point of doing that? That's why I don't wanna just fight for the sake of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna be in superstar fights. I wanna be in those like big events, like Super Bowl, like FIFA World Cup or something.
Mm-hmm.
Someday I wanna be in those type of fight. Where I can generate that kind of excitement, that kind of you know anticipation and
Mm-hmm.
excitement among people.
Mm-hmm.
People who root for me,
Mm-hmm.
people who don't root for me. But I want to create that, festival type of vibe where, like, yeah, this is a big fight feeling. This is a
Mm-hmm.
big sports event feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm doing sports.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for me doing sports is that only. And yeah, I would absolutely want to be in that position.
Mm-hmm. Which organization would you be? Would you want to be in if you had to choose between? We have a lot of popular organizations like the One Championship, UFC. Yes. So, what would you choose between these big organizations? Where would you be in?
I think it is earned, a UFC contract and everything. One
Mm-hmm.
champion, I would say like it's like a ranking thing right now. The game is here, and the more I progress in the game, the more anyone who wants to go to UFC and everything. There's a there are levels to the game,
Mm.
and one championship fighters, I feel like when they go to UFC, they cannot compete with the elite of the UFC because it's a big gap there. So I feel like, even if UFC offer me a contract right now,
Yep.
I would not go
Damn.
because I don't want to just be
Yeah.
another potato in the farm.
Yeah.
If I'm going there, I want to go all in, all the way to the top.
Yes.
So I'll be honest with my progress. Like,
Mm-hmm.
am I ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Can I take on these best people
Mm-hmm.
on earth right now? And if the answer is no, I'll hold myself back and yeah, let's work on it more.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I want to play the game, I want to finish it. So that's why, however my skill is right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll choose that and I'll go for it according to what my skill sets
Mm-hmm.
are.
Would you ever switch to boxing from UFC to boxing just like Conor did? Would you ever, if someone paid you $1 million,
Yeah,
would you switch to boxing?
Yeah, why not? Boxing is a part of MMA.
Uh-huh.
And right now, the best skill sets that I have is my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an MMA fighter, but mostly the space where I'm good at is boxing range.
Mm-hmm.
So far, my hands have been developing faster than my other weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to box one day for sure, G.
Mm-hmm. Damn. That will surely happen, G.
Yeah, and speaking of G, tomorrow is a big boxing fight.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
It's Ryan
Ryan
Garcia.
Garcia, Ryan
Yeah,
Garcia, yeah. Really excited for that too, man.
yeah. It's an exciting feeling, and I
Mm-hmm.
love events like this.
Yeah.
I feel like when a person brings everybody together,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that person is doing, it may be football or something like how Cristiano did for Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
or anything like Sachin for India in cricket and anything like that. I feel like there's a special thing to that, and I always appreciate people like that who can make people connected doing their art, and
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be in that position
Mm-hmm.
in anything. Maybe it may be in fighting for now. It is fighting for now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm cool to dive in and do
Mm-hmm.
other things. But the ultimate thing is, I want to connect with the world, and I want to do something which people appreciate, and which can bring people together for positivity or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. How many fights did you had from in your career? Like, how many fights have you had till now?
I've had 4 fights till
Four
now.
fights. Have you ever lost one?
Yeah, I did lose one. My record is 3-1,
3-1.
but that loss taught me a lot.
Mm.
The loss was like, it was the best thing that happened to me, I would say, in
Mm-hmm.
2024,
Mm-hmm.
because I lost that fight technically. It was not like a beat down or anything like that. In fact, when we walked outside of the cage, I was all fine and everything. The guy was bleeding from his mouth, and yeah, I was sad and everything. Like, but I lost technically because the guy holded me down, and he was in a better position
Mm-hmm.
for the more time. So I learned a lot from that. Like, yeah, even though I'm fighting and everything, like
Mm-hmm.
this is a game at the end of the day, and just like chess, even if you don't annihilate people right away, if you can make your moves in a very strategic chess oriented way, you can still win by rules of the game. So I learned that after that loss, that yeah, it's not just about flashy things like knockout and everything. It's also about playing the game and winning, and be able to win from that also.
Mm. Yeah.
So that was the lesson that I learned from that, and
Mm.
yeah, I feel like that was the best thing that happened to me in
Mm-hmm.
2024.
Mm-hmm. So did something change in your mindset when you had that fight? Was it like, nah, from now onwards, there's not gonna be another lose. I'm gonna keep on progressing myself till the point that no one can beat me. Like, how did you see yourself after the fight?
After the fight, I feel more free now, definitely, because I found out that I'm still fine, I'm still good, my life
Mm-hmm.
is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, winning and losing is part of the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after, when you are just winning in life,
Mm-hmm.
you forget that what losing is like.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at some point you might also be afraid of losing at some point. I mean, of course, you've been winning for so long,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like after that loss, it was like strengthened my mindset more. Like, yeah, why was I afraid of that? This was it, and I'm still good. So there's nothing to be afraid about. Let's keep going with it, because win, lose, or what draw, whatever, I am learning and I'm progressing. So it really made me free in a way. Like, I'm very free now. Like, I'm not afraid of results and anything. If I did my best,
Mm.
and if I did everything that I was supposed to do,
Yep.
I feel like things still work out for better, because lessons and everything are the most important things
Mm-hmm.
for now in our life.
Mm-hmm. For me, Personally, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter, but I like I like to take that Floyd Mayweather mindset that I should never lose.
Yeah,
I should always be on top. I should always be the best. Like, I would love to take on that mindset. For me, I don't take else.
yeah,
I would love to take the blues in life. Just going 50-0 like Floyd.
yeah, yeah,
Like, that's my goal, G. Like, of course, we gotta have different perspectives,
yeah, yeah,
different perspectives. And yeah, that is my perspective for now. For now, I want to have that thing in life where it just goes winning because I've seen losing, it doesn't feel that good. It might feel good. It might feel good, but winning just feels
yeah.
better, man.
It
Winning just feels
losing
better.
doesn't feel good at all, bro. Losing sucks, bro.
Losing
Losing
sucks.
in game, losing in love, losing
Mm.
in other aspects of life. It sucks for sure.
Winning sucks.
Losing
And
sucks,
losing
bro.
sucks.
Losing sucks in general.
Yeah.
But I think because people are scared of losing,
Mm.
they hold themselves back.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of opportunities out there, and it opens a lot when you let go of the result.
Mm.
I feel like winning is winning is absolutely cool. It's fantastic, bro. Like winning
Mm.
is so awesome. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are clapping you, and your work is recognized, and it
Mm.
feels awesome for sure.
Mm.
And losing sucks for sure. Like it is what it is, but
Mm.
I feel like in life, you know, I feel like as long as we alive, we're still playing the game,
Mm-hmm.
and winning and losing is just temporary thing of what we do. But I would say losing in life is like when we stop trying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we cannot be afraid of
Yes, yes.
result and stop
Yeah, yeah.
trying, I guess.
Yeah. I wouldn't also be happy with it just because I want to keep on staying in that win. I wouldn't be going in my uncomfortable zones. But for me, what I like is that even if even if I don't want to lose, I'm still out there discovering new things. Maybe try some business, maybe try some new things, maybe talk with people, do other stuffs. I never know that am I gonna walk out as a W or take an L, but I just have that confidence that it's gonna be a W, and it just turns out to be a W. If somehow things turn out to be an L, I take a deep breath, chill, take some time from it. I come back and it turn into a W again.
Damn, that's a championship mindset, bro. That's what being champion is all about.
Yeah, so mostly, yeah, that is how I've been operating recently. It might be turning out to an L in some situations, but still come back boom. Somehow there is always a way out. Always a way out, G. So yeah, I believe in trying our best. I believe putting in 100% effort, 100% discipline, and come on. If you give out 100% of your effort, who's gonna lose?
Yeah,
I mean, the universe knows it, man. Universe knows it. If you do it 100%, you will get it. You will get it. So that is what I believe. Let us just give our 100%. Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like universe is very giving, and it's always watching people who deserve, and the universe give people what they deserve, I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying our best is, I feel like, the best thing
Mm-hmm.
that anyone can do in their life.
Yeah. If you try 100% of your best, then you'll be 100% confident that you're gonna actually come out as a blue.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, one thing is discipline, faith. Gotta have faith in what we
yeah,
do.
that's huge.
Yeah. Man, I've been through dark days. I've been through dark days back when things didn't seem to work out. during that process of change, process of evolution, where you come out of your shelf, the dark days when no one is clapping. So yeah, during those days, man, it's really hard to believe in yourself. It's really hard to sometimes questions come from your mind that am is what I'm doing actually really worth it? Do you ever experience that kind of feeling when you're in the working progress mode?
Yeah, I feel like self doubt is a huge thing that everybody struggles with. And it's very sad to see people who are doing fine and very great in their life,
Mm.
being crumbled by their own self doubt and,
Mm-hmm.
self questioning. I feel like that's a very sad thing because most of the time, we are actually doing good. We are
Mm-hmm.
actually making good progress. But since we are looking at the goal so much that we forget that, yeah, we are actually going there. Maybe not at the pace that we would like to,
Mm-hmm.
but still we are going there. Like we're getting closer to the goal. And when that self doubt creeps in, I feel like it's very important to look back on the things that we did to be at this position where we are now. And I feel like that's why journaling is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I really struggle with that kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
myself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does happen because obviously I'm doing something that nobody do in common. It's a road less taken,
Yep.
and I feel like I've done it once. I'm gonna do it
Mm-hmm.
again and again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep on going this road that's not taken.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm appreciating what's unknown and everything, but
Mm.
it comes with a cost, and the cost
Mm-hmm.
is self doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Will it ever work? Will
Mm-hmm.
it ever go according to how I'm envisioning it? That
Mm-hmm.
happens, but I feel like when you can look back and see the real evidence of what changes you went through and what things change and what
Mm-hmm.
you are grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the way as a human being to be your best again and calm down those self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's been a long podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a long podcast. I hope everyone is still listening. So before we end this podcast, I would like to ask you one more thing, G. If you could drop one advice to our audience who are listening,
Hmm.
can you please say some words to the audience?
Yeah, the advice that I would like to give to every one of you all who very kindly listen to this episode throughout the whole episode is keep doing what you are doing, and sometimes you might struggle with self doubt and anything like that, but be your biggest friend. I feel like a lot of us are very good supporters and very good friends to others, but when it matters the most, which is ourselves, when we go in our bed and sleep at night and we're thinking about how our day went and everything, we judge ourselves so harshly and we are so hard on ourselves. I would say that's my biggest suggestion to every one of you who watch this is like, yeah, be a friend to yourself, appreciate what you did, and you are doing good. Trust yourself, trust the process. And thank you,
Damn,
G, for having me. That's
damn,
all.
that's some high quality advice, G. Damn, I hope everyone heard what Hakin said just now. That really hit me, bro. That really hit me. It's really some high quality advice. Thank you so much again
Yeah,
for
G,
coming to the podcast.
this was very therapeutic for me also.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was so fun
Mm-hmm.
being here, and yeah, it was awesome, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thanks a lot, G, once again. And thank you to everyone who's listening. So, Jordan Peter Bill and Hakin. Yep.